Konnichiwa, and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Orrin Brasington, and this is the Authentic Truth Podcast. Couple things before I get started. If you would please take a moment to like, rate, and follow the show, it would be greatly appreciated, and it will help you stay up to date on new and upcoming episodes. I'm also making video for the show from here on out, so it is also on YouTube. So please subscribe if you'd like also. Sorry I didn't put an episode out last week. I was at a health and wellness retreat at a good buddy of mine's ranch in Northern California, and I brought my 7-month-old American Bully puppy that I named Uriel. We had an amazing time, and I'm so fortunate to be able to do such cool and amazing things in my own life. To get to truly live is a gift I wish everyone on this beautiful spinning globe could do as well. In the words of one of the characters in one of my favorite shows, The Mandalorian, this is the way. In this episode, I'm going to cover a topic a lot of people struggle with, and I did too for far too long. How to live and approach life after stepping away from alcohol, with steps on how to stay balanced and build new, healthy, positive habits to replace the worn-out, shame-filled void alcohol and drugs leave us with in the aftermath of achieving the real blessing of becoming sober. Let's get started. There is a powerful, thought-provoking old Irish proverb that I love about alcohol. It's a great way to start this episode. So here it is. The man takes a drink, and then the drink takes the man. A truth that rings throughout the world. As a lot of you know by now, alcohol was my crutch of choice for close to 2 decades. It was an escape from the pains of my daily life and the immense stresses of an already stress-filled career. So many of us avoid our reality with drugs and alcohol. Not enough of us talk about what life is like after the dismal chaos alcohol can shackle us to. I've been sober for 3 years now this month, and it has been such a blessing. And I'm so proud to even say it because I spent years wondering if I could even achieve it. I've learned and achieved more in these 3 years than at any time in my life prior. I'm clearer-minded than I ever thought possible. I am humbled and incredibly grateful to even be speaking these words today. I have met, befriended, and even dated some fellow sober human beings, and I notice a common pattern amongst most. Being sober is a daily practice. There is temptation everywhere, and the poison we call alcohol is sold on just about every street corner, unfortunately. That's why so many people are stepping away from it today. It is not unusual for someone that has freed themselves from it to lose friends, family, and themselves after dropping the bottle. It is a fact that alcohol is the only drug that if you turn it down, people often look down on you and scoff at you for it. If you have a healthy relationship with alcohol and can enjoy it responsibly, that's awesome. That was definitely not in the cards for me in that respect, along with millions of others today. I recall being at a coworker's celebration of life memorial shortly after he left this earth far too early. It was at a local brewery. At that point in my life, I'd been to bars and pubs with friends with no issues and no desire to drink. On this particular occasion, I picked up a coffee at a local stand and attended the service as a way to diffuse others from offering me a beer or a drink. I'm a very private person, so most of my coworkers had no idea that I didn't drink. I was offered beers because everybody was drinking, of course, to celebrate the life of a very great man. I just smiled and said that I'm okay with coffee. The uncomfortable silence and look of confusion and even judgment was very noticeable from my work acquaintances. It is my belief that alcohol has become and has been so ingrained in our culture that you stick out and are looked down on if you don't drink it. You see, when you don't drink, it highlights the fact that the person sitting next to you or across from you may have a problem with it, or they automatically think you have a severe problem as well. Like that age old saying, misery loves company. I'm friends with a lot of sober folks and drinkers alike. I've noticed a common pattern with recovered alcoholics. Some of the people I'm referring to are so sober that they know the exact day and how long they've been sober. Here's an example: 5 years, 6 months, and 22 days. They think that just being sober is enough, and they struggle in social situations and work environments alike because they have not put the work into themselves to solve the problems of why they drank or did drugs in the first place. Let me explain. We quite often medicate ourselves to avoid ourselves and our lives. Self-avoidance is easily attainable with drugs and alcohol. It washes your mind with waves of numbness so you can escape reality itself. Those that drink and have a problem with drinking drink to quiet the inner critic and avoid the painful, shame-filled memories of their past. When you get sober, you get the opportunity to do the work. What is the work? Funny enough, I was giving a motivational speech to a large group a year ago, which I've done on many occasions. And I mentioned doing the work. And one guy in particular laughed out loud about doing the work on ourselves because he was blind to the true definition of it. Here's what the work means. The work is exactly that. It's work. It is neatly putting away the memories of your past and coming to terms and facing them. Facing the deep shame, anger, and resentment. This is extremely difficult for most, if not all, that had a real problem to achieve the triumph of sobriety. The work means going to counseling, healing yourself, and the relationships that you may have destroyed in the process. Some of you may have not only burned bridges, but literally incinerated them, myself included. Here are some other ways to do the work to truly free yourself. Journaling about your past and even writing letters to people who hurt or offended you to finally forgive them and free yourself. It sounds silly, but I promise it can free you from it, even if they never actually read any of it. Do it for yourself. Forgiveness will free you in so many ways. You don't forget what they did to you, but you do free yourself from the deep feelings of resentment and even intense anger towards them. Another form of work is reading amazing books or listening to positive content in general. You can get someone's entire life perspective in a 300 to 400 page book, allowing you new ways to relearn and rewire your brain to live more fully and present in the world so you can attain the best version of yourself. The most important relationship you will ever have is the relationship you have with yourself. Practice being present in life and try to have a daily meditation practice. These are a few things, along with the life-altering journey of doing ayahuasca. Those are massive forms of the ongoing growth that I am talking about right now. I will do episodes on those topics in depth in upcoming shows. Connecting to yourself and cultivating new ways to handle the triggering events in your life is deep growth and the work itself. Here is an example. I dated an amazing woman a while back that was 9 years sober from alcohol. Her brave story about her struggles with alcohol connected us. She was strong and a very determined, successful person. But something was missing. She was missing. She fell into the trap of using antidepressant medications to cope with sobriety and life itself. She binge watched TV shows to avoid life and was very distant from herself, I found, making it very difficult for me to be around her at times. She lashed out at me over trivial things and was often very upset about small inconveniences that happened to her. Most people that are sober find new ways to attain the self avoidance some of us crave. People can become addicted to so many things after becoming sober. They often trade one addiction for another, like smoking pot or working out an unhealthy amount or chewing tobacco from sun up till sundown. I'm guilty myself of finding a crutch as well. My vice of choice is coffee, as funny as it may seem. I do live in the coffee capital of the U.S., which is Washington State, after all. I have to set limits on myself with how much I consume a day, as I know that I have an addictive personality. Here is another example. I worked with a guy named Derek, who was 5 years sober from alcohol and cocaine. He did not do any work on himself after becoming sober, and it really shined. His marriage and all the relationships in his life suffered because he was so angry, overly reactive, and even childish at times. He was 49 years old, an old man by most standards, and I witnessed him on many occasions act like a snot-nosed toddler when he didn't get his way or he was upset. He was always afraid of losing his job, living in a constant state of fear, which is sad to witness. It was like watching a human puppet walk around. He had zero control over his physical movements as he walked around with his head hung low and literally drug his feet everywhere he walked. It was as if he had strings hung above him that aided in his movements. In the words of one of my favorite poets and authors from Vietnam, Thich Nhat Hanh, some people that you meet in this life are already dead. They just haven't realized it yet. Like a literal zombie moving without purpose and meaning in their lives. Although he was totally sober, he is a literal slave to his own mind and thoughts. We can learn something from every person walking on this earth and be inspired by them, even if they inspire us to not be anything like them. The secret to a great life is to have balance in it. Living in balance is so very important. It'll keep your mind calm and clear in addition to having a clean and healthy diet. Here are some other ways to attain balance and pull yourself out of the stress-filled stages of panic and intense feelings of anxiety that plague so many of us today. Breath work is a phenomenal and extremely healthy form of work. The pioneer on breath work is the legendary Wim Hof. He revolutionized it and helped it gain worldwide attention. His videos on YouTube have hundreds of millions of views, and he is an absolute inspiration to the mental health world. Breath work is done in rounds, ranging from 3 to 20. It brings the body into a stage called intermittent hypoxia, a relaxed state of being. The hypoxia benefits are increased cardiovascular health, increased heart rate viability, lowered stress levels, and oxygenation of the blood itself, as well as better sleep and increased mental clarity. It is a superpower that is available to all of us at any time that we need it. We just have to tap into it. It is an amazing feeling and unmatched in so many ways, and your body thrives on it in responsible amounts. Another Wim Hof specialty and a great way to center yourself and do deep work is microdosing trauma with an ice bath or cold plunge. I was able in my own life to achieve unbelievable things with this alone. It will turn your mind off so you can get a glimpse and a sense of what deep meditation even feels like. It grounds you and helps your body in so many ways, like increased recovery after a hard workout, enhancing your mood by releasing endorphins into the body, and thus improving your sleep. I highly encourage everyone to follow Wim's methods. He is a marvel and a gigantic inspiration to all of us. These powerful techniques helped him overcome the intense trauma of watching his late wife of several kids take her own life right in front of him by jumping off of a 10-story building. His story will bring tears to your eyes. It highlights the undeniable power of its ability to heal the body, mind, and the soul. That's a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you want help getting off of antidepressants and alcohol, as well as finding purpose and meaning in your own life, I'm also a mindset coach, and I can help you attain the best version of yourself, the version your friends and family and life has strongly been longing for. I'll leave all of the info in the show notes. Until next time, don't forget to speak your authentic truth. And thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing day.